Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought I would do kind of like a week in my planner, sort of plan with me every day type of thing. And this is essentially to show like my way of planning. I will be perfectly honest, I've been focusing more on my pocket Moterm, which is this, that I have on my Mochi. And a lot of that is because I've been getting tired of transferring information from here to the Mochi. I still love it. It's becoming tedious. And with me working, and now I'm busy on the weekends, and I'm going to be in school in another month, it's a little too much. So that being said, I'm kind of pulling back, and I'm really only relying on this. So this is what the month of April looks like for me. And I basically don't have any decor on any of these pages. It's very simple, and most of it's in pencil for a reason. I do have my own stickers that I make myself on the pages, but that's it. So a lot of it is just stuff like appointments, and I have like bills that are due. These are like the weird bills that I have, and movies that are coming out, some holidays that I celebrate, and it was my boyfriend's birthday, it was my cat's gotcha day. My boyfriend has a choir concert that I'm going to. Just things like that, and then I also have like zone cleaning on here so that I don't forget, and the little dollar signs are paydays. So it's not anything that I think is out of the ordinary. One thing that I do want to say though is that I have inserts in here that go all the way up through December of this year. And the reason why I did that is because my boyfriend and I are actually planning out a lot over the next 2 years. And we basically have everything booked up through next spring. And then he's coming with me and my family to Korea in 2 years. So yeah, essentially, we're booking things out. So anyways, that's why I have all of these months in here. It's really just to help me with forward planning. And then once April passes, I'll put in January just so I can kind of stay ahead of the game. And a lot of that, again, is just because I'm trying to forward plan with my boyfriend, because there's a lot of stuff that we want to do. But I also have stuff like when my classes begin and end, and appointments that I've made a couple months out, just, pretty standard stuff, I would say. Going to the Finger Lakes for, basically to go on wine tours with my boyfriend in October, so that'll be nice. And yeah, that's essentially what I have in here. But anyways, what I do is I take whatever is in the month and I transfer it over to my weekly spreads. Now, these, again, I do not have any sort of decor on them. This is purely functional. The most that I do, as you can see, is I write in cursive at the top. That's literally it. I do have these zone stickers, which I make myself, but that's literally it. So all that I do is I take one of these, I flip back to whatever month it is. I apologize for the glare. And I literally just fill it in. So for example, all I have for this week is it's zone 2 for zone cleaning. I have therapy on Friday. And then I actually have to add this in because I just got invited, like, kind of last minute, but it is my boyfriend's choir concert. So now I have that in there. And then if I want, I can just take this and use it for my daily spread. So I'm just going to do that. So today is actually Tuesday. It's almost 3 a.m. And I already set up my day for Tuesday. So we're skipping Monday, unfortunately, and we are skipping Tuesday. But if you want to know, yesterday I paid my tuition, I edited and uploaded a video, and I ordered toothpaste because I just found out that there was a third party that tested a lot of brands of toothpaste, and they came back as having lead, cadmium, arsenic, etc. in them. So essentially I have to throw out all my toothpaste and switch over to like little kid toothpaste. And if you want to see that, I have it linked below if you're curious about your toothpaste too. So anyways, just kind of a random little thing. But anyways, today I have to clean my toothbrush, clean my mouth guard, clean bowl, which is literally just the bowl for my cats. So they have a water fountain and a water bowl, and I clean that every couple of days. And then I am part of a forum online, and we have a lot of videos. So I'm trying to back those up. So edit and upload backup, that's what that's for. And then I won't get into Wednesday just yet because we're not there. But I will show you this. So I used to have 2 of these. I used to have one that was just for daily stuff and one that was for weekly. I decided to combine them just to make it easier, and it just lives here in my daily section. So this is like the stuff that I do daily. So I'm always doing litter, dishes, and counters. And then, like, let's say today is Monday. So I would have washed the bonnets that I have. I wear a silk bonnet to bed because it helps with my hair. And then cleaning the bathrooms and cleaning the cat's water fountain. So I actually did end up doing all of that. I just didn't write it in there. So, and then all of this is already on Tuesday. Tomorrow I will put all of this in my planner for Wednesday, etc. You see where I'm going with this. So there's nothing from the weekly that I need to put on Tuesday. So I'm just going to put this back in my weekly section. And one other thing that I want to mention is that I do have a few weeks of weekly stuff in here just because I like to be able to kind of look ahead. And I don't know, it's different for me if I do it this way than if I do it with the monthly. So I don't know, I guess it depends on how your brain works, but that's how mine is. So something exciting, I do start school again on the 19th of May. So super duper excited. And I can't believe I forgot to add this, but my brother's birthday, which I never forget that. But there we go. So there's that. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward, I think. And then I did fill out the do it now little sheet. So this is stuff that I need to do, like it says, like now. So I need to schedule a dentist and get my brother's gift card for his birthday, drain my water heater, restock my firewood, pay off tuition from last year, which this is in progress. So I'm not going to check it off just yet, but it's a good reminder. Then I do have quite a few pages of dailies in here just because it's kind of a pain to set these up. Like before I was rounding the corners and putting my stickers on and doing XYZ, and now I'm just like, you know what, they're in here. I put my stickers on that I make, and then I put the date on there, and that's it. They're punched. They have the holes, like the holes have slits in them, so it's easy in, easy out. Then we get to this. I don't know if I showed this before, but I have a really hard time keeping up with stuff. And a lot of that is because I try to take on too much. So over the years, my therapist has been trying to remind me, like, are my routines sustainable? And if I get busy, can I still keep up with them? And a lot of that ties into the burnout that I've experienced numerous times. So anyways, I did want to show you guys a couple of new things. There's not a whole lot in here, but this is new and I like it. So I am even more motivated now to get another degree and get the hell out of management. So these are the classes that I have left to take. And as soon as I finish all of these, I can graduate and I never have to work in management again. And I'm excited for that. But the only thing is, I have to take these 2 anatomy classes and basically get straight A's in order to get into the program that I want to be in. So, and if you're wondering, I'm trying to get into the cardiac sonography program at my local community college. So I need to take all of this in order to graduate with that degree. And this is really keeping me motivated because I do not like management, believe it or not. It's actually not enjoyable when you don't have a good boss. So anyways, this is definitely keeping me motivated. And I also updated this. So every time I talk to my advisor, I update this with like whatever class I need to take and just a couple of notes. I do have drop-in advising stuff on here as well, but I don't really use that. So anyways, that is about it. Other than that, I'm trying to fill out my little books read in 2025. I've already done 4 books this year, and don't judge me for my choices. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and taking a look in my planner. I will be showing you the rest of the week, so don't worry. That comes after this. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the rest of the week. All right, it's a couple hours later on Tuesday, and there's cat hair everywhere. I'm going to issue a kitty disclaimer because Baki has been jumping up here on and off all morning. But let's see. I need to add a couple of things to today. So I already did that. And that I did. And let's see. $28 from goal. So I started cash envelope stuffing again, and I'm kind of playing around with it. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that that's something that I like to do. Is I like to play around with my totals and, you know, see what I'm comfortable with, see what I like. And for right now, I'm really only stuffing like gas and, or no, I'm sorry, not gas, like food, pets, like for my cat's litter, And that's basically it. Really, it's just the stuff that I buy most often that I'm, stuffing for. Gas, I've been averaging like buying that every 24 days. So I don't really feel the need to stuff an envelope for that right now, at least, but it's always subject to change. I might just go back to it just because it's like a nice habit, but I don't know. Gas is like one of those things where, it's nice to have an idea of what you're spending, but, you don't want to be too limiting because then you can't really go anywhere. So anyways, I also need to make a note that I have an appointment tomorrow for somebody to come look at my ceiling and get it fixed. So that's on there. And I need to get dates from my boyfriend, but I'm going to be going to New Jersey with him and his parents. They're getting like a beach house or something. Like they're just renting it. But they asked me to come with them, so that's exciting. So I got to figure out what dates those are, and then I can add that in here. But so far, that's about all I have. And I don't think I'm going to track when I post videos anymore because that's just redundant information and it's all on YouTube anyways. So that's like one more thing that I can take off of my list. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. All right, I realize this is complete and utter overkill, but I put all of next year in here too. Since, everything is like, I don't know, like I'm going to be doing a lot of forward planning. So I did put all of 2026 in there, and that's actually what this is for. So I guess I'll just make a note that this is 2026 because I do not want to forget. So let me see here. I don't know how I want to do this. I guess I'll just do it this way. 20th of March, the Cherry Blossom Festival starts. Oops. And then April 12th. Cherry Blossom Festival ends. Because then that way, once we get closer to, March and April of next year, can't believe I just said that, my boyfriend and I can make those arrangements, and we're planning on going back to, or going to some of the museums. I haven't seen those museums in a couple of years, and I don't know the last time that he saw them, so definitely want to hit up Air and Space though, because that's always a favorite, along with Spy Museum, and I might pick and choose some of the Smithsonian's. I don't really know. I'll figure it out later. But anyways, it is kind of weird to think that next year, like around the fall, I will hopefully be in my sonography program. So that's kind of wild to think about because this is something that has been in the works for a while. But anyways, I don't know how I want to do this. I guess I'll just leave it at the front or the back or wherever the hell I have this. Yeah, the back. All right. Where did it go? Here we go. So this one is the current year, and this is next year. So then that way I have a way to forward plan a little bit more. Now, I do want to show you guys, actually, before I get to that, let me just do this first. So today, or I should say yesterday, I did clean my toothbrush. I cleaned my mouth guard. So I'm good to go on that. Today, I have a guy coming to look at the ceiling to get it repaired. And what else? I need to do laundry. So doing towels. I already technically did this, but and then need to clean out my BiPAP. All right, so that is what I have for Wednesday so far. And now I'm going to show you guys this notebook. So I will have these linked below. Obviously, I'm not like an affiliate. I don't have affiliate links. You guys probably know that. But anyways, I found these notebooks on Amazon, and they come in packs of 3. They also have some like page flags so that you can like turn these into sections or do whatever the hell you want. Yes, they are grid all the way through, which I love. And they have poly covers. They also have like a really nice, you know, band that goes around, which I really love because the notebooks that I was using before, they were great, but like I had to use a binder clip to hold it together, and that was not working for me over time. So I really have been enjoying using this. I transferred my information over, and honestly, when I saw these on Amazon, I was like, I need thousands of them. So like every single page is grid, and I love it. I can't show you guys everything, but I mean, you've seen it all before. So what I've been doing though is instead of writing everything in, I am keeping some stuff on Post-its, and then other stuff I'm actually putting it on the pages. And that's just kind of a way for me to like actually, you know, I don't know, save some of the pages, because I actually do really like these notebooks. So this is, I've explained what this is before, but like in case you missed it, my brain dump notebook essentially acts as like a pseudo planner, because I don't want to drag this around with me all the time. And this also has a lot of sensitive information in it. So I prefer to carry this around with me, particularly at work. And it's nice because if I think of something, I can just throw it in here. And yeah, I just cannot say enough good things. But anyways, I will have them linked below if you're interested. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later today. All right, so it is actually Wednesday now. And I did request some days off. I think I should be good to go. And I'm just adding those into my planner now. And I think I'm going to start like forward planning into next year a little bit. I mentioned before that my boyfriend and I want to go to the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC. I've never actually been to it, despite having been to DC like tons of times throughout the course of my life. So it'll be really exciting, honestly. But anyways, I'm just going to start with the days that I know I will have off. And we are starting with August. So my boyfriend is actually taking me on a trip. We're going to Baltimore. So that'll be really exciting. And then September, I'm actually going to be going to, I think he said Ocean City, or I don't know exactly where. I just know that it's in New Jersey. Personally, I do not go to New Jersey unless I absolutely have to. But his parents were nice enough to invite me. And it's somewhere that I've never been. And I get to spend time with my boyfriend. So I'm like, what is on my desk? So I'm like, why not? All right. So that's done. Now, I actually did plan out days that I will be gone to see my family for Christmas, which is really exciting. Christmas is 100% my favorite, absolute, like, favorite time of year. Although I didn't really think this through because I forgot that I'm in school. So I might have to revisit that, or I might see if I can take my final earlier. Yeah, I'll probably just do that because I don't really want to change the dates now that I already planned them. And I'm just going to do this. This is a little bit easier. My coworkers, understandably, got Christmas off and New Year's, like the entire week. So that's perfectly fine. I mean, as long as I can still spend time with my family, I don't really care. And then also I do have an appointment that I need to be back for on the 22nd anyways. So, I mean, all things considered, it's not bad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start putting in next year just because I think I'm gonna need it, to be quite honest. So I'm getting ready before work, and I thought I would show this to you guys because if you've been following me for a while, you know I have like the world's weirdest obsession with lemons. Lemon kitchen, lemon everything. I'm obsessed. Like, I found these lemon sticky notes last Christmas, and yeah, they're my favorite. This is like the thing that it came on. Anyways, you get the idea. So my boyfriend obviously knows that I have an obsession with lemons, and I won't show you guys everything that he got me for Easter, but this is some of what he got me. Look at all of these super cute sticky notes. Like, I'm a very simple lady. You get me something that has lemons on it, and I'm like, I will have a field day with it. But, like, are these not the absolute cutest? Like, I don't know. I thought that was so cute. He got me all this lemon stuff for, like, my kitchen. And I had to invoke the same rule with him that I have with the rest of my family, which is they're not allowed to get me kitchen stuff because I have so much of it that I basically can't fit anything else. And thankfully, a lot of them don't really know what to get me for planner stuff. So they would probably just get me a ton of these. But I just think they're so cute. Like, I don't know. It makes me so happy. All right. It's Friday morning, about 2:30. And, of course, my cat is walking around. Anyways, I don't always end up getting around to the things that I am supposed to be doing. Some of that I think is quite normal. I don't know. I don't have the energy during the week, to be honest. So sometimes stuff gets done and sometimes it does not. Today, everything got done. Thank God. So tomorrow, or today, I guess I should say, gotta buy groceries. I actually, this sounds ridiculous, and I realize that wholeheartedly. I spent $100 on fiber today. You guys are probably like, girl, what you smoking? Hear me out on this. So I recently learned from a dietitian that you're supposed to have at least 25 grams of fiber a day, but ideally you want to have more than that to, prevent colon cancer. So cancer, unfortunately, is prevalent in my family on both sides. So that being said, I was like, you know what? It's on sale. Like, why not? But anyways, one other thing, I don't think I mentioned this either, is that I bought the Ninja Creamy and it gets here today. So, excuse me, my boyfriend and I have been going pretty hard with like ice cream lately, and we've been going to Dairy Queen. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I've always wanted one of these. So we kind of like invested in it together. And I thought it would be fun to, have kind of like an ice cream night or whatever. So that's kind of what we're shooting for on probably Saturday night. But my boyfriend has a choir concert that night. So we'll see what happens. And I'm really excited. I think I mentioned this before, but I bought my ticket to go see my brother at the end of July. And I probably will not shut up about that until I actually get to see him, because I only get to see him once a year for Christmas. And then I finally get to meet his kitties. Their names are Egg and Shrimp. So I'm like super excited about that. So yeah, but anyways, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. I'm just gonna start winding down finally. I'm just doing some admin stuff. At least that's what I call it. I've mentioned this before, I think, but I'm part of a forum, and I basically took it upon myself to be the one to back up the videos that we have. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail with that, but suffice to say that, it's very tedious. There is a lot of videos, and I have been doing this, I think, since February, January, something. Yeah, but anyways, I will talk to you guys later. All right, it's currently 3:30 almost on Thursday morning. I have not gone to bed yet, and I am actually putting in a trip to go see my brother. And I'm really, really excited because I also get to see my grandpa. He's actually like, I think he's like 85 or something. I don't know. But my grandpa, I haven't seen him in like 10 years. And I'm excited that I get to see him and that I get to see my brother and meet his cats finally. And we're probably gonna like get into some mischief like we always do. Fuck some shit up. And yes, I did just say that because it's accurate. But basically, from July until the end of the year, basically, I have stuff that I can look forward to, like trips and things like that. And then today, my boyfriend just asked if I wanted to go to Disney with him next year, like around Halloween. And obviously I was like, yeah, I'm totally going. So that should be a lot of fun. I have not been to Disney and not been to Orlando since I was like 15. So it's going to be weird going there as an adult. And I'm hoping by then I will have lost more weight to the point where me getting on rides and stuff like that is not going to be an issue. So I have even more of an incentive to keep doing what I have been doing. And yeah, I'm honestly really excited. I have not been this excited about stuff in a very, very long time. And one other thing is that I did buy like some cute shirts and some dresses. I have not really worn dresses in like the last 10 plus years because I don't know. I think it was a self-confidence thing, and then I convinced myself that it was not that, and that it was just that I wasn't like a dress kind of girl. But I think a lot of it has to do with my self-esteem being bigger, and just kind of didn't really feel pretty, I guess is the best way to put it. Anyways, this part of the video anyways, was not meant to be like, oh, let's talk about all my feelings and stuff. I'm just kind of letting you know, like, there's some changes coming and I'm excited. So, yeah. But anyways, I have just been kind of working on stuff today. Like, I am actually getting my ceiling fixed in June. So I have all of that. I just put spackle. I should have put ceiling, but whatever. And then I filled out tomorrow in my planner for the weekly, and now I need to fill it out for daily. So I'm going to do that right now. Make sure I put in everything that I need. So, need to, why is there always stuff on my desk? Okay, so follow up with electrician. Because he was supposed to give me a quote and I have not heard anything. And then I also, let's see, need to meal plan. And clean my mouth guard again. And laundry, doing linens. And I think that should be it. So, all right, it is my cutoff. I am going to bed. Yep, I'm going to bed. So I will see you guys later today. All right, first of all, it's actually Tuesday morning the next week. And this is generally what happens with my planner. Saturdays and Sundays, I basically abandon this thing because excuse me, I'm always running around doing stuff with my boyfriend and just living life. This weekend especially was really busy because my boyfriend had a choir concert, and that was like a whole day. We went to dinner afterwards and made ice cream at home, which was really fun. And then Sunday and ended up going out to lunch and just like running errands together. So yeah, that's generally what happens over the weekend. So sometimes I don't get back to this until the Monday after. Today is Tuesday, and I didn't even get a chance to go through my planner yesterday. But that's just how it be, yo. As life. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.